AI, Peace and War. Chapter 3. Tea at the Edge of Tomorrow. January 9th, 1979. And the snow had been falling since Christmas, soft, relentless flakes that dressed the Rockies in morning white. Inside the NORAD cavern, though, winter couldn't touch you. Only the chill that seeped from fluorescent tubes and the iron smell of fear, that unmistakable perfume when machines pretend to speak. Lieutenant Clara Voss sat at the console that looked more like an organ from some Gothic cathedral than defense hardware, keys black and silent beneath her fingers. She had arrived early, drawn by a restlessness she blamed on bad dreams, cities dissolving in silent fire, rivers of glass. Now, at 3:12 in the morning, the dream felt prophetic. A reel, nothing grand, just a routine tape, slid into the reader. The system burped once, polite as an old butler, and then the world tilted. On the circular screen, 2,200 red sparks bloomed like poppies in a wheat field nobody had bothered to plant. Soviet SS-18s, every last one of them, lifting off in perfect synchrony from Tam. Clara's breath caught, turned to frost on the glass. She tasted metal, tasted the apology she would never get to give her mother, still waiting up in Denver with cocoa gone cold. Behind her, Colonel Whitaker, yes, that Whitaker, the Birdman from 60, paced, coat flapping like a wounded crow. His eyes were bloodshot lanterns. He'd been awake since supper, chasing ghosts in the code. False positive, he muttered. Has to be. But the conviction in it sounded thin as onion skin. The room breathed too fast. Phones rang unanswered. Someone's rosary clicked softly against enamel teeth. Clara watched the blips climb, each dot a promise. First the flash, then the hush, then the long, long dark. She imagined her lover, Miles, with his ridiculous poet beard, rolling over in their bed miles away, reaching for her absence without waking. If the bombers left now, he would never finish that line about violet dusk, kissing granite knees. Protocol slid through her veins like iced vodka. Authenticate, escalate, launch. The presidential capsule was already descending from orbit. The president himself, hair rumpled, would stare at the same red tide. SAC crews cracked knuckles over launch keys, shaped like crucifixes. The world balanced on a breath, held since Khrushchev's shoe banged the desk. And then, because gods have a sense of humor, Clara noticed the pattern. Not the arcs, not the speeds. The rhythm. Each blip pulsed in perfect lockstep with the tape drive's click whir, like lovers' hearts beating through a wall. She reached, almost gently, and lifted the reel. The room froze. Even the snow outside seemed to listen. Silence pooled, thick as honey. Whitaker stopped pacing. The rosary stopped clicking. The tape spun freely, empty, a ghost unmasked at the stroke of midnight. Clara felt laughter rise, wild and wet, like tears she'd saved for years. She pressed the rewind, slow, deliberate, watching 2,000 missiles retreat into plastic ribbon. Somewhere above Montana, B-52s taxied back to hangars. Somewhere in a bunker under Cheyenne Mountain, the president set down his untouched brandy and exhaled a name. God, maybe, or Clara, though he'd never learn it. Outside, dawn crept over the peaks, pale as the inside of a seashell, washing yesterday's panic in rose-gold forgiveness. Clara closed her eyes. Snow melted on the window pane, running down in tiny rivulets that looked, really looked, like silver tears. The world, once more, had decided not to end while the tea was still hot.